Welcome to Fieldsports Britain. Coming up, with the crops off, Crow has dusted off his 17 HMR and explains how to shoot rabbits on the run. We have news, we have Hallo Charlie, we have hunting YouTube, and we have the return of the map that matters, calendar. First, we're going wild boar stalking in the dark in our underwear. Max Goetfried is not a traditional stalker. The self-confessed crazy German stalks wild boar in his pants at night.
So this is what I wear when I go for normal hunting. When I go boar hunting, this is what I wear, or what I don't wear.
To find out if there's method in his madness, we are in central Germany, just a few miles south of Frankfurt at his hunting ground. He has thousands of acres to protect, and if he doesn't manage it properly, he faces massive fines.
If they don't come to me, I have to go to them.
Max shows Dom where they will be stalking tonight. There's plenty of damage and evidence of boar, but how do you get to them?
But we will simply eat our steak over there, drop your trousers there, and then walk towards the wild boar.
For a clean shot and accurate identification, Max needs to leave the high seat and get into the long rye crop.
How do you rate the experience of stalking into a few yards from wild boar, barefoot, bare-ass naked, maybe? How does it rate for you?
It's been absolutely my favorite, because you know it's so much tension. It's so much you have to react on there. You have to prove that you have a lot of instincts. You have to predict where they're going next if they move into the fields. You have to look after the wind, and sometimes you don't see anything and have them all around you. You know, it's like you're standing in the group actually, like 1 meter there, 2 meters there, 3 meters there, and the big sow is chewing there. But of course you don't want to shoot the mother, and then it's just whoa. You know, it's not easy. And that's the tension. It's absolutely perfect.
I'm very excited about the prospect of coming and joining you, but if you think I'm crawling along a tractor wheeling when you haven't got any trousers on, I think we're going to have a discussion about that.
Well, the thing is, you will have to take off your trousers as well. There's no chance about it. Well, we don't have otters or something like here. No snakes. No, it's the one, you know, the one or the other hedgehog maybe, but I'll be in front, so you don't have to be. You know, I'll cover you.
For me, hunting wild boar is probably my favourite shooting sport. Absolutely love them as a quarry, and I've been very lucky to get the opportunity to hunt them in the UK quite a bit under the moon. I've also had the privilege of doing a traditional driven hunt in Germany, and also stalked them in the hills in Croatia. But the sound of this and the opportunity to be able to stalk so close to them at night just sounds like the most exciting way to go hunting. And with the exception of having to drop my trousers in a pub car park, I cannot wait.
We originally sold Dom on the idea that we were out here to film barefoot stalking, which was bad enough. So to get him to strip off, Max needs to convince him that it's all for a good cause.
So what we're going to do is we're going to put Max's claim about silent stalking to the microphone test. It's not just the difference in volume, Max, is it? There's a big difference in terms of sensitivity when you're wearing socks.
Yes, of course, because with your shoe, you won't feel anything. You will just smash it. But if you go with your barefoot, you will feel something, and you can avoid an obstacle then. And with the trousers, a skin is not as loud as any kind of texture. Textile? Texture?
Yeah.
Textile. Yeah, so there's a lot of difference to that as well.
Dom needs a drink. Handily enough, 200 yards from where we will be stalking is a beer garden. The noise of the pub is an advantage. Max uses whatever sound cover is on offer. A passing car, an aeroplane overhead. They all present an opportunity to take a few steps closer to the boar.
And presumably, if there's a large number, that's easier for you to get close than if there's just one on its own.
Yes, of course, because a single wild boar knows that it doesn't do any more noise than itself. So if there's a group and there's some noise over there, they think, oh, well, it's a brother or sister or whatever. A single wild boar is always very difficult to stalk because it has its ears, you know, and they don't see very well, but they got very good ears and they will smell you, and you know, it's difficult.
With the darkness upon us, the time has arrived for the stalking and disrobing.
Straight away, having socks instead of shoes, you can feel the ground so much better.
David the cameraman heads up to the high seat to get an overview of events. Max and Dom stalk the crop. Both Max and Dom have Zeiss Victory night vision kit to spot the animals. Hunting with night vision rifle scopes is not allowed in Germany, so Max has a traditional scope on the rifle. More about that later. It's exciting for all concerned, but even though they get within feet of the boar, there's just too much crop. The wind and rain would normally have knocked over more of the standing crop by now, offering more shooting chances.
It was like being at a feast with Jabba the Hutt. You could hear all around. And you could see the corn moving through the night vision, but we couldn't actually see the animals. And I think where the wind was swirling, every now and again you could hear a warning blow where they knew something wasn't right. And then of course, yeah, we got very, very close, but I think they just weren't confident enough to come out into the clearings. But as you can tell, Max is on a mission to go to another area, so we'll best go.
The other spots offer nothing, so we get some well-earned rest before more reconnaissance work. Max is happy there are boar on this farmland too. He has shot them near here before. A close inspection shows there is activity, plus there is a track leading to the crop and the woods behind. Max explains to Dom just what kit he needs to do his job effectively.
In order really to say what animal is in front of me, if it's a sow or if it's a male, are there piglets or not, I usually take a night vision as well. Not on a scope, it's not allowed in Germany, but in the normal observation optics, and that helps a lot. So it really helps you to see, okay, this is something I can shoot or not, I don't want or not allowed to shoot. It has to be easy to handle, yeah. It has to be easy to carry, lightweight, and very important is it has to be only one eye, because it's artificial light in it. So when you look through it, you will be totally blinded. Yeah, so it's important to have only one eye, and you have to do it on your not shooting eye, of course, because then if you go into the scope and did your shooting eye before, you're totally blind. So there's no use in that. You need a single one, and you need to do it on your non-shooting eye.
Okay, so it's day 2 of the big boar hunt, and we're just about to head out for our second outing. As you can see, it's a beautiful evening. Still, it's been a warm day, and we're quite optimistic. We got very, very close to the boar last night, but without any success. We've come to scout some different pieces of ground today. We've got some good intelligence to suggest that there's boar active in this area at the moment. So yeah, we're very hopeful, and I know that Max can't wait to get his trousers off. Not so keen.
Tonight, Dom is taking a back seat and our cameraman heads off with the crazy German. It's a thrilling hunting experience, ending with another close call.
I heard it getting wind, you know, I tried to smell what is in front of it, because that's what hunting is like. You're not always successful, of course.
We return to the pub car park with a backbeat of soft rock. This time we're all scantily clad and get within just a few feet of a boar. You can hear the Jabba the Hutt chewing sound, just as Dom describes. We can also see the crop moving. We have to move backwards to avoid it winding us. The chewing stops and we manage to get the camera on our boar just as it dives for cover.
I actually heard her come out, spotted her with the night vision, and actually put my finger in my ear expecting to hear a shot from Max. But when I glanced across, he obviously hadn't seen her, and when I went to try and let him know with a little tss, that was obviously, because we were so close, that was enough to send her scurrying off. So a fleeting glimpse is all we've had, but proof that the stalking methods work. We got so close again, but when the crop's like this and you're stalking individual animals, it feels like you're attempting the impossible. But we gave it a shot. We've got a couple more places to check tonight. Fingers crossed, but it's last chance saloon.
With dawn on our heels, we split up. This time we keep our distance as Max heads into a much shorter wheat crop. He spots a single young female and shoots. The boar is hit but heads into thick cover. It means Max puts on more clothing than we ever knew he owned. Filou tracks the boar through the wood and 70 yards in, Max shoots when the chance presents itself.
despite what the camera's probably telling you now, it's actually very close to dawn. So it really was our last chance to try and get something. And after what can only be described as an eventful weekend, we have finally managed to get a wild boar. And I think Max has probably earned it. He's put in some serious graft and some serious miles in his pink socks. And he's introduced us to a whole new way of looking at stalking. And I know that I'll certainly go away with a few ideas to think about next time I go, and perhaps a few new techniques to use. Whether or not it'll result in me stalking my underpants in the future, I wouldn't have thought so. I think probably the British countryside's fairly safe. But in terms of how to move quietly, in terms of how to listen more intently, it's been really educational. And I'm pleased for Max, and I'm pleased for us that we've managed to get what we came for.
We have spent the weirdest, most wonderful 48 hours with a crazy German boar fanatic, delivering heart-pumping moments. It's safe to say you would struggle to find more exhilarating things to do in a field with your trousers around your ankles. Max and Dom there, responsible for potentially hundreds of court cases, and if you want to see more of our wild boar films, please click on the screen that's appearing up there in the sky behind me. Now, someone else who, as far as I know, could be naked from the waist down, it's David on the Fieldsports Channel News Stump.
This is Fieldsports Britain News. Fieldsports Channel viewer, Hollywood actor, former professional footballer Vinnie Jones has sent us some photographs of his day off. He's been in Iceland after filming his new series Russia's Toughest, which is out on National Geographic TV in the UK. Here's an Atlantic salmon he caught on the fly, an Arctic char caught by a friend on his 50th birthday, and back to work. Here he is reindeer racing in the Arctic Circle and cattle wrangling. Russia's Toughest starts tomorrow, 12th of September at 8 PM on National Geographic TV. If you thought Pete Wilson was under pressure when he won the gold at London 2012, then think again. Matthew French had plenty on his mind when he won the British Double Trap Championship at Nutt Hampstead Shooting Ground at the weekend. His wife was due to give birth that day.
Yeah, my wife's due to give birth today, so as soon as I'm done here, I'm sharp exit back home and yeah, get the little fella out.
You can see more of the championship in Schools Challenge TV. Click on the link on the screen. American sports stars are under fire from antis for going hunting. Indian or First Nation tribes are angry that Clayton Stoner, who plays ice hockey for the Minnesota Wild, shot a grizzly bear. British Columbia issues licences for the land, but local tribespeople have brought out a film on YouTube railing against the sports star. Meanwhile, Vancouver player David Booth is drawing fire for a Twitter photo that shows him holding 2 dead raccoons. British antis have bought 20 night vision cameras to film badger culling after an appeal on the GoFundMe website. The campaign to stop the cull, which is taking place in the West Country, seems to have run out of steam, and the cameras won't be much help. They only have a range of 10 feet in the dark. Thanks to Hunter's Vermin Channel for sending it in and pointing that out. Moving across the water to the French antis, who say they have the ear of the president, Francois Hollande. They say he's considering backing a ban on hunting on Sundays. The reason is not religious. Animal rights group Aspas is complaining about the rising number of hunting accidents, which last season saw 21 people killed in 179 accidents by France's 1.2 million licensed firearm holders. That compares to more than 50 people killed in hunting accidents in the States each year, and an average of around 1 a year by the UK's 750,000 licensed shooters. If you're likely to faint at the sight of blood, look away now. Here's an appalling photograph of what happens if you rest your gun muzzle on your foot. This photograph is doing the rounds on email. Thanks to Eric van der Horst for sending it in. We didn't get across to Ireland to film the Burr Castle Game Fair this year in County Offaly, but somebody did. Here's a film by the excellent Rathcormac Gun Club about the day, if you'd like a roundup. Click on the link on the screen to watch the whole thing. Now, poaching news from around the world. In India, Delhi police have arrested one of the tiger poachers on their most wanted list. Sarju Bagdi and 2 of his aides were apprehended after the arrest of 14 poachers in Nagpur. Elephant poachers are now taking ivory and lacing carcasses with poison to kill vultures to stop them giving away the position of carcasses by circling. A man stealing turtle eggs in Costa Rica stabbed a volunteer ranger in the groin this week. Zeiss has donated a photoscope, a Diascope 85 and a Diascope 65 worth more than £7,000 to help BirdLife Malta document illegal bird shooting during the migration season. Among successful convictions around the world, a turkey poacher from Missouri, USA has been fined and banned from hunting for a year. A Gabonese elephant poacher faces 12 months in prison for his third offence, and a Vietnamese man was sent to prison for a year in New Zealand for illegally catching shellfish. And finally, there are perils attached to filming hunting, shooting and fishing. Jaron Detty makes Detty Outdoors for American TV. He was filming pronghorn hunting in New Mexico from a helicopter when the machine was caught in a gust of wind and crashed. Nobody was hurt and the film's now doing well on YouTube. You are now up to date with Fieldsports Britain News. Stalking the stories, fishing for facts.
It's Hallo Charlie. Here's what the world's up to this week.
Hello Charlie, Paul Hodson. Been serenaded by the church bells, awaiting the arrival of Charles. He's stolen a couple of our chickens and 2 ducks. Sat on top of an oil tank. Bit smelly. Wish me luck.
Hello Charlie, it's me, Lezo, Tony and Mark out for a day's ferreting in West Sussex. Here they go, the ugly mob and the old dog, Star.
Hello Charlie, it's Wesley, Ger. We're in Cork shooting pigeons. Tally of 53 for about 2 hours.
Hello Charlie, it's Nick Rudisel, and that was my 15 bird limit for doves. 3rd day in a row I've tagged out here in Oxford, Ohio. I'm having a great day. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.
Send us your own Hallo Charlie. Film yourself on your mobile phone, just a sentence saying Hallo Charlie, who you are and what you're up to. Then share it or email it via YouTube, Facebook, Dropbox, or you send it, you name it, to charlie@fieldsportschannel.tv. Now, Max Hunt is still on his travels to Kazakhstan. Here's his latest.
Hello Charlie, we made it to the border of Ukraine now and we're ready to pass. But the most frequent question I got from your viewers out there is, what did you do to prepare your car? 1 spare wheel at the hood, a rescue rope, and of course a hijack. 1 spare wheel at the back, a bull bar, a 9,000 pound winch, 2 xenon lights in the bull bar, heavy duty rock sliders, 2 giant LED lights and 2 xenon lights that take the ditch. And of course a very strong underbody protection. A snorkel, 360 degrees LED rescue lights, the most aerodynamic roof tent on the market, and of course 5 jerry cans holding 100 liters of diesel. So that's all from my Asian tour this week. Max is saying goodbye from the Ukraine, and please stay tuned and join me on my Facebook channel.
Im Februar bestanden.
If you want to see more of Max, he's taking a competition winner, an unusual looking stalker, out after a roebuck. Continuing our German theme, it's in German with English subtitles. Click on the link on the screen to see more. Right, rabbits, they've been breeding again, and crow and Dom again. Oz Fox Hunter will be pleased. They're out after them. It's been a testing time over the past few months for Crow. While bringing in the harvest, he's been taunted and haunted by the rabbits charging out of the crop. Mark had a go at them with a shotgun, but there are plenty that live to fight another day. Tonight it's the turn of the 17 HMR, and Dom's got a nice little Anschuetz to take out for the first time.
Picked this up on Gunstar, I think, locally to me. Advertised used, and it cost under 400 quid. Came with a load of bullets. It's in virtually brand new condition. Yeah, this is, I've only taken it out a few times because work has been busy, but we've seen a lot of rabbits on the farm in the last few weeks, and there's been a hell of a lot of rabbits visible. And obviously Andy's finally finished the combining in the last, well, I think he finished it this morning. So lots of stubbles, nice weather. It's going to rain tomorrow, so hopefully we'll be able to go out and shoot a few rabbits. But because I'm a bit out of practice, I have said to Andy, bring your rifle, because I think he'll get the hump if I start missing.
Depends how many he misses. If he starts missing a few, I'll put my rifle on. I'll soon start shooting, because it does warm me up when people start missing. Especially with rabbits. When they're on the arable, they don't tend to stop too much. And I said to Dominic, if they If they sit tonight, not shoot them, but if they don't, just shoot them in the shoulder. It's 1.7, it's stop them. It's ideal for that, really.
So we're all set. 2 Anschuetzes, 2 high-powered tack light torches for spotting the bunnies, and a buggy with other ideas. Eventually we're off, and Dom gets off to a flying start. But it's not quite up to Crow's high standards. Speed is the key.
He's still moaning I'm not shooting them fast enough, isn't he? Demanding taskmaster is old Mr. Crow.
Perfect headshot. He must have pulled off a bit, I think, on that one. I was a bit concerned there for a time. We had 9 rabbits running and he hadn't even fired a shot, so I was getting a bit concerned there, but he's made up for it. He's had 3 shots, 3 kills, so I was just worrying about the other 9 that got away, but still I have to come round on my own tomorrow night and see if I can clear them up. So, right, we better get on. Cut.
Dom is doing well, even though the number of rabbits is disappointing. Then Andy spots a fox. Even with motor running, the fox comes in to Andy's calling. It sits, but when the full beam hits it, it runs. But it stops just a few yards further on. The headshot drops it where it stands. The 1.7 is a small round, but it is incredibly accurate and sufficiently powerful to drop a fox.
That 1.7 is a good round, but where a lot of people go, they tend to, if you shoot them in the throat maybe, but I always not shoot them. If you can shoot a rabbit out to 100, 150 yards with a 1.7, you can hit that in the head, you can hit a fox in the head, and that's where you want to be shooting them. I'm not one for, if I can't shoot a fox in the head with a 1.7, I won't shoot it. I won't just give it one up the guts, there's no point. But a nice shot like Dom's just done there, like I say, he was just sideways on, he's just cranked it right in the top of the head there, and it's just, it's mush, absolute mush. Didn't know a thing about it.
What chances we have, Crow and Dom take. Crow's advice to Dom tonight is to work on shooting the running rabbits. The pest control will be more efficient once he understands the capabilities of the 1.7 HMR.
Sort of driven boar and stuff, but I've never shot a driven rabbit. But Andy said, you know, the closer ranges, he said, you know, don't worry about lead, just get on the rabbit and the crosshairs on. And the good thing about the 1.7 is obviously being such a frangible round, if it's in the rabbit, it's gonna do the job, especially at the front end. So he said give it a go, and I have to admit I thought I'd missed it, but much to my surprise and the rabbit's misfortune, it was a hit. So there we go. You learn something every day, don't you?
On our travels we run into another fox. Andy doesn't hang about, and it's number 2 of the night.
I think I've had about 4 rabbits and a fox, and Dom's had about 10 rabbits and a fox, so people will be happy anyway.
Andy was hoping to bag about 70 rabbits tonight, and it's a real surprise to one and all that we only managed just over 20. But Dom's happy with his new purchase, and no rabbit, be it stationary or running for cover, will be safe from now on. We filmed hundreds of bunnies being bumped in hundreds of ways, and if you want to see our ferreting films with King of the Ferrets and human JCB Simon Whitehead, click on the screen up there. Now it's back, it's calendar.
Welcome to Fieldsports Britain's calendar, brought to you in association with BASC, with dates for your diary, smartphone and post-it notes. We are finally saying goodbye to summer, and what a summer it's been. However, what's wildfowling without a little frost on the ground? And some rural areas are seeing pockets of frost this week. It will also mean clear days for partridge shooting and light winds for deer stalking. We had a new moon last week. It reaches the first quarter on Friday the 13th of September and is waxing gibbous after that. In the southern hemisphere, it's the same, but upside down. Plenty of BASC events in the UK this weekend. There are the ladies' clay shooting events at Barbury Shooting School in Wiltshire and Honesbury Shooting School in Warwickshire. Ladies' partridge shoots will take place at Ripley Castle in North Yorkshire and Lord Bears's Farley Hills Estate near Reading in Berkshire. BASC staff will also be out in force at the Bidland Game Fair in Shropshire. For more, visit the BASC website and click on the Events tab, basc.org.uk. That was this week's calendar.
Finally, we're keeping hunting YouTube country specific this week. It's German. This is Hunting YouTube, which aims to show the best hunting, shooting and fishing videos that YouTube has to offer. And it's herzlich willkommen to our Hunting YouTube from the German-speaking nations, which produce high-quality hunting videos only marred by the fact that many of them are in German. This film shows nothing particularly interesting. It is the deer that live behind Ralph Bonnekessen's house, but Ralph is interesting because he makes the hunting videos for Wild and Hunt magazine, so this is a channel worth subscribing to, and let's hope he develops it. Ralph works for Jagd TV amongst others, which has its own YouTube channel. This film shows goose shooting on the island of Rügen off the Mecklenburg coast, where a man called Berthold and his sons are after Canada geese. Wild and Hunt also has its own YouTube channel, mainly devoted to commercials and free films from the German gun trade. You will find gems such as Jagd auf Sommerfüchse, a trailer that gives away lots of useful info about how Germans call in Halbstarken, which is German for yobs and German slang for foxes. Another production company that works for magazines in the Wild and Hunt group is Wobbler TV, or presumably Wobbler TV. Here it is out with Rainer Korn, who is float tubing from the Baltic island of Fehmarn for cod. You would think this sport is tough and manly, but Rainer makes it sound surprisingly camp, not least because a float tube in Germany is called a belly boat. Now, don't think I am ignoring the rest of Germany's fishing oeuvre, but there is only one more slot in this special German hunting YouTube for fishing, and it goes to Fish Hunters CH from Switzerland, which also has a link up with the excellent Four Fishers on Tape that's a buddy of Wobbler TV. This is Fish Hunters CH's promo reel and gives a clue to what they do. The YouTube copyright robots must be busy in Germany. There is lots of re-uploading going on. Watch many German hunting channels and you will see the films of fox and deer caller Klaus Demmel, who has his own channel. He appears in Wild and Hunt, and on this one, Hubertus Fieldsports. However, I have chosen Hubertus' film Passion Krähenjagd, which shows German techniques for shooting crows. You can't talk German hunting videos without mentioning the Danish company Hunter's Video. This is the trailer for one of its Wild Boar Fever series, filmed in Hungary but squarely for the German market. Gorgeous film. Weirdly, it has been age restricted by YouTube. No accounting for taste, is there? Finally, let's go further afield. Rainer Jusch Films and Hatari Productions takes us on a buffalo hunt in the once German colony of Tanzania to follow three big game hunters who have fundamentally different expectations. This is only a trailer and the music is annoying, but you will love the footage. You can click on any of these films to watch them. If you have a YouTube film you would like us to pop into the weekly top 8, send it in via YouTube, or better, email me the link, charlie@fieldsportschannel.tv. Well, we are as ever back next week, and if you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button that's somewhere around the outside of the screen, or if I get around to it, on the screen, or go to our webpage fieldsportschannel.tv, where you can click to like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter, or scroll down to the bottom of the page, pop your email address into the constant contact box, and we will constantly contact you about our programme that's at 7 PM every Wednesday UK time. This has been Fieldsports Britain.